I did just turn it on, but YouTube and Rumble are not. Well, Rumble just. Oh, there we go.
There, we're live.
All right. Took them a little longer than usual. All right. Well, welcome to the Mikestand, everybody. Today is, of course, a Sunday, August the 24th. Time for a weekly look back down Comics History Lane. Of course, before we do get into that, friendly reminder, if you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people to engage, that'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs my attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions.
Grabs your attention?
I'm sorry, grab our attention.
Well, I just I'm like. Sorry, what do you mean grab your?
Yeah, I know. Okay. Let me try that again. If anything that we talk about grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and we'll try to answer the questions to the best of our ability. Anyways,
that's a bit better.
Well, I guess I just had a brain fart there, but anyways, before we do get into the main topics, of course, tonight, I'm gonna allow my co-host to introduce himself, sharing links that he. Rick, since it's probably the first time you're with me since I've started broadcasting on Rumble as well. So I think it might help for the Rumble viewers if you tell them a little bit about yourself and not just who you are, but what you do, and I think the Rumble viewers in particular will probably have maybe more open to what you have to say. Let's say. So I hand the floor off to you, my friend.
Well, my name is Rick Piper, as it says. I'm creator of the Canadian Shell, founder and creator of Cross Comics. I have a small Christian comic book business that I'm slowly building up. In fact, right now I have a crowdfunding for the third issue of a comic called the Canadian Shield. I have a YouTube channel and I have a Rumble channel. You can find me as Cross Comics on either. I am on Twitter, various social medias, like Facebook as well, Instagram. So you can find me in all those places. And yeah, I create comic books and I have a whole bunch of different characters that I'm slowly bringing out. So if you want to help me with that, you can go to Fund My Comic, and you can subscribe to my Rumble account and my by looking up Cross Comics, or my YouTube if you guys like YouTube as well, or for whoever's on YouTube listening as well. Or YouTube listen and you like Rumble, I'm there too. I got to get more stuff up on Rumble lately.
Yeah, and just in case for those particularly on Rumble who may not know, why did you call your company Cross Comics?
Because it is a faith-based, particularly Christian-based company, and like of course. Comics is because it's comics, and cross is because of the cross of Christ. Which
so basically you kind of focus on, like as you said, faith-based, particularly in the Christian faith-based comics.
Yeah,
right.
And cross is what most Christians can use to represent themselves. It's widely used by all the denominations, and although I lean towards more one, I'm not really against most of the denominations out there. There might be a couple that I have issues with, but my comics, I try to make them for everybody, Christian and non-Christian alike.
Well, basically, what drives a lot of your stories is your your relationship with Christ. Is basically
yeah, for sure. That's what drives me. It's what I believe led me to start this business. but ultimately, if I come down too heavy-handed, mainstream people won't want to read this, and it's a way to try and reach them for Christ. If they don't, hey, continue and just enjoying the stories. And I want to make enjoyable stories for everybody to read. And it's a bonus if they can come to Christ.
And have you found in your experiences as a comic book company owner, have you found that there have been a lot of faith-based, particularly Christian-based companies? Yeah,
comic companies. There, in the last probably 5 to 6 years, maybe 10 at most. Like I've discovered a few more since being on YouTube. I found a few while I still am on Facebook, but when I started really putting my stuff out there on Facebook, I found a few other people that are doing it. I don't think a couple of them are a higher level than me at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are just doing Bibles. There's people that are doing Bible stories rehash, and that's just not really
like comic adaptations of Bible stories.
Yeah, and I have nothing against that. We need that. It's just not really what I want to do. Although I am eventually going to bring about lesser known Bible stories. It's something that characters and or people in the Bible that don't rarely get mentioned. That
like some of the minor prophets and all that.
Yeah, like
I think you've done that on your show a few times, right?
I was working on 3 stories in one book. A lot of people know about David, Samson, obviously Jesus, Paul, Adam, Eve, Abraham, Moses. There's a lot of
Isaac, Jeremiah, are 2 of them.
Yeah. Now I'm going to say a couple names here, and most people won't know who they are. Ehud, Shamgar, Othniel, those are the stories I'm working on right now, and guys like them that very, very few people have heard of. And like Shamgar's one verse, he gets one verse. Who's heard of Shamgar?
And it's funny. I've read the Bible before, but I don't remember. Shamgar's a woman?
No, Shamgar is a guy. He's in Judges, chapter 3. I think it's the last verse. I think it's verse 31. It just says, after Ehud came Shamgar. He slew 600 Philistines with an ox goad. It says in there who his father was. He too saved Israel. That's the whole gist of the verse. So, and I made 6 pages out of that.
All right. Again, since we do have some newer audience members from Rumble, I wanted to give you a chance to at least let them know at least what you did and what's got you, what you're grounded into. So
yeah, for sure, I get that.
All right. So, anything more you want to add to all that before we?
I'll share a few more links later on, or maybe throughout the night. But right now we got. I think I've got the basic gist of what I do. I put out my crowdfunding link to Canadian Shield 3 for anybody that would like to check that out and hopefully support my comic. And there is the cover, actually, right beside me now.
All right.
So do you have the chat coming up in here for Rumble, or is this just
I have to check it. I think I have to. Oh yeah, that's right. Actually, I'll have to probably copy and transfer your. I will probably have to copy and transfer your. Actually, yeah, that's right. Because no. Yeah, if you can send me the link to the private chat, then because I'll need to think I'll need to copy it.
Yeah. Just trying to.
Because that's right. Yeah, because that's right. Because Rumble, I don't have a direct link to Rumble. That's the only thing.
I'm just trying to find you. I know I've got you. Subscribe to you on Rumble. I'm just gonna. Okay. I'll give that to you, and I'm gonna private chat. There's that, and I'm just gonna bring up if I can.
Oh, what
Did you go with? Did you go with the Mikestand or Mike Walters?
Well, the Mikestand.
Oh, right at the bottom of mine. I could have sworn I followed you. Okay. Okay, there we go. Oh, you're getting some good views over there. 57 from a day ago.
Yeah, yeah. Oh. Did you go over to the channel and get on the video? Because should be the same title. Just look for the mic, because I don't see your comment coming up here on the live.
Well, I put it in the private chat for us.
Oh, okay. Oh, you put it in the private chat, and then I'll just go.
Yeah, I'm. You're supposed to be live there, although I clicked live and I'm not seeing your video up there. For okay, you are live on thing right now.
Yeah, I should be.
Because I'm not finding you live right now over there. Because I'm on your page there.
Well, I just copied and shared the link on it.
Okay.
And now according to this, it's claiming to be an unlisted video, but
okay. Is there any way that you can make it public? Is Raven Pro 75 who?
Yeah, that's the name I use.
Oh, okay.
Well, here's I'm gonna put here's the link to the Rumble channel itself, or the.
Yeah, well, I got I had the Rumble channel itself up. Oh, and that's showing it live now with that link.
Huh?
With that link, it took me to the Rumble channel and our live feed. Okay. So also I have, there we go. And I should be able to keep an eye on, there we go. I should be able to keep an eye on the Rumble chat too for us.
All right. So, and it is now listing 2 viewers on it, but yeah. Well, I'm a smaller creator, so it might just be that You know.
Yeah. Well, that it's good, you know.
Alrighty then. So with that, so now with all that technical stuff aside,
Yeah. Sorry for the boring tech stuff, people.
yeah, we just sometimes getting into it, but yeah, but of course, for whatever reason, they're still only listing one viewer on my YouTube now 2 viewers, but on my YouTube screen there. So, anyways, alrighty then. So let's go ahead and get into. So the thing is that Rumble, I can see the chats from Rumble, but they can't see the chats coming from like because
You, you
StreamYard isn't quite. I mean, the only thing that the streaming configuration does is it just links it
sent it to both.
shown. You know.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so with all that being said, why don't we get to the feature presentation, as it were?
On with the show. This is it. No more rehearsal. We know our parts by heart. Okay, we don't know our parts by heart because we don't even know what our parts are yet.
Yeah. Well, we're going to start off with the one-shot special edition comics. 64 pages, New Adventures of Captain Marvel. This was the only
real Captain
issue.
Marvel.
Yeah, this is the only issue of this particular title that came out. All the stories are Captain Marvel. We're going to go to the very last one, Savannah the Weather Wizard, since Savannah is. And then look at that cover right there.
Right in the bullets.
Right.
Or the
It's kind of funny because one of the other Fawcett heroes, of course, is Bulletman, and we'll probably be reading his story right after.
Actually, I think I've seen that. Wasn't that a wartime pick of people riding a bullet or some woman or whatever? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head either.
Or riding a missile or something like that. I'm not sure.
So now this first story is going to be like 19 pages that we're going to read, from what I understand. And the second story right there. Let's see.
Yeah, so just before I came on here, I watched.
Rick, your mic keeps going in and out.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. But there are times when all of a sudden your mic goes out for a moment and then you come back.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether there's anything I can do about that. But as I was about to say, just before I came on here, I watched Death Battle from I forget what the guys are, and it was the Hulk versus Godzilla. So that was interesting. I ended up the Hulk won.
All right, so let's see. So, you want to do Billy Bat? I'll do, of course, the narration, but you want to do Billy Batson, and I'll do Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay. You do Captain Marvel. I do Billy Batson.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's get to this then. Captain Marvel and Savannah, the Weather Wizard. Captain Billy Batson Marvel, world's mightiest man, spans the universe to foil a plot of epoch-making proportions.
Folks, tonight we've got a story that's almost too fantastic to believe. It seems.
On his private news telecaster, Billy Batson, radio reporter, sees
Son of a gun! Look at that!
a startling report.
Looks like dirty work in Denmark.
And you want to read that off? Read off the
Insurance companies facing ruin, loss 10 times more than in 1939. Officials worry, fear huge plot.
Right. That afternoon, he visits the president of the National Insurance Association, and I'll be the president. You continue to be Bill. I'll be the president.
Okay. You say there's been 10 times as much damage by a tornado, hailstorms, cyclones, earthquakes, and floods as there was the last year?
Yes, American insurance companies have already lost $300 million. If these
That would be a lot back then.
yeah, that's probably quite a bit. And considering they weren't quite they weren't fully out of the depression yet either. They were almost out. But, if these continue, every insurance company is in the country will be driven out of business.
Has any individual benefit, especially from these storms?
Yes, most of the property destroyed was owned by the World Realty Company. An hour later, yeah, there's narration at the bottom.
Yeah.
An hour later, Billy stops in at the office of the World Realty Company.
Not a very attractive look place. Did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. I was just checking the chats. But the receptionist refuses to let him talk to anyone. So I think you her, and then I'll be the girl.
Okay. I'd like to see the president, please.
We leave from here at midnight tonight.
Oh, that's not her. That's somebody from the other room.
Oh,
two of those are.
Okay. Well, I'll be the girl. I'll be the girl and the main boss there. You be the so okay. Okay. So okay, let's try this again. I'm sorry. So you start, and then I'll be the girl, and then we'll kind of just alternate.
I'd like to see the president, please.
There's nobody here. There's nobody in. Beat it, kid.
We leave from here tonight. We leave from here at midnight tonight.
Okay, boss. What's this brat want? Actually, I'm sorry. Suddenly, a rough-looking man emerges from the inner room. What this brat want? He wants to see the president. Without explanation, the man throws him out of the building. And stay out, see?
But I only wanted to. There's something fishy going on here.
Resolved to solve the mystery, Billy calls on a famous weather expert.
Can you tell me why there's been 10 times as many storms this year as there were last year?
Probably it's caused by planetary disturbances. That night, just before midnight, he returns to the World Realty company building.
I think I'll look around a bit.
Behind the building, he makes a discovery.
A rocket ship.
Billy hides aboard the rocket ship.
Okay, you just got to go up slightly. This is the first time I've ever been a stowaway.
Promptly at midnight, Savannah, mad scientist of destruction, appears with his accomplice.
Hurry up, you idiot!
All right.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
the boss.
Well, I think he said that guy said boss earlier in the thing, so
Oh, okay. So
I think with him being the boss, I think that's who I read accidentally.
yeah.
So
Hurry up, you idiot! And then you be the other guy there, the blue guy in blue.
Yosha, boss.
And the rocket ship zooms off into the night. Within a few hours, it lands on Venus, nearest planet to the Earth. Come on, get moving.
Okie dokie, boss. Well, this is when we didn't know a lot about Venus.
Yep. And a moment later, the rocket ship's stowaway appears. Yeah, like the fact that you can't really live on Venus because it doesn't have really a breathable atmosphere.
Yeah. And as far as we know, there's not mountains or anything like that. But yeah, I better hurry before they get out of sight.
A giant flying crocodile suddenly attacks Billy from the air. But yeah, you did. But these stories are pretty fantastic with what they thought, outer space and other planets were like.
Yeah, for sure. My gosh, what's that?
Well, they just said it's a flying crocodile. As he speaks the magic word,
Shazam!
boom! Lightning flashes, thunder rolls, and Captain Marvel springs for the mighty reptile. Now we're evenly matched, sport. Playing both ends against the middle. Heads I win, tails you lose. Marvel turns the beast into a loop, but old man Croco, he just keeps rolling along, rolls him over a cliff. So long, old pal. You've seen that in cartoons before, right?
Yeah.
That was a classic of a cartoon, where something like an alligator or a number of animals would, where they'd be forced to bite their, to kind of eat their tail a bit there and then become like a ball, tire or something like that. As he hurries along a woodland path, a deadly tentacle tree reaches for him. More trouble. But Marvel's mighty muscles tear the tree apart. Ripping a what? Stacking the shattered limbs, he builds a bonfire. This will burn you up, partner. Continuing, he catches sight of Savannah and his mechanical and his henchmen entering a magnificent palace. So that's where they're going. Now, mind you, from some of the stories and I read Savannah did have a base on Venus. In fact, I think two of his older children, I think Magnificent and Beautia Savannah, were both born and raised on Venus, believe it
Uh, well, I went and found an inflation calculator for that 300 million.
or not.
And what it'd be worth today?
Uh-huh.
$6,922,457,000, $57,142.86.
Wow.
Yeah. So almost $7 billion.
The smaller I am, now the better. Shazam! Crash! An ear-splitting crash heralds the magic word, and Captain Marvel becomes Billy Batson just as a racing cyclone heads towards him.
Looks like I spoke a little too soon.
The whirlpool of wind lifts him like a feather.
Holy moly, what a breeze!
The cyclone suddenly reverses its direction and draws Billy back into the palace. The Twister deposits Billy in the mad scientist Savannah's laboratory. Well, look who's here. Knowing that Billy can become Captain Marvel merely by speaking the magic word Shazam, Savannah takes precautionary measures. Slap a cover on the child, Hermit. He has a habit of saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. You're Herman.
Oh, yeah. Okie dokie, boss. It's strictly a pleasure.
So, you came snooping around looking for a story, eh? Well, Billy boy, I've got a story for you, but you'll never be able to use it. The mad scientist points to the map on the wall. The shaded area indicates the most valuable business section of New York City. The property is worth millions. And Savannah has insured the section, naming as beneficiary the World Realty Company, of which he is president. This little insurance policy guarantees to pay me $425 million if the property should be accidentally destroyed by a cyclone. With the ingenious device, the fiendish wizard can create storms on Earth 30 million miles away. New York has never had a cyclone yet, so the insurance premiums are very low. I think they'll go up after I give the city its first cyclone with this weather-making machine.
And that insurance thing is worth over $9 billion.
Did you just put in the inflation calculator?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be quite that'd be quite a payout. That'd be quite a payout, huh?
Yeah. I'm not sure whether that's would be real. I'm not even sure whether anything today would actually be worth that much money in New York.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether you could get a payout like that today off an insurance premium for a building or something like that.
Sivana plans to destroy New York City, Billy Batson, and Captain Marvel at one swoop. And you, my little chum, are going to ride the cyclone all the way to Earth. Stuff him in, Herman.
You're the boss.
Suddenly, Beautia, Empress of Venus, and the mad scientist, unwilling accomplice, appears. Stop! You mustn't do this horrible thing to that little boy. Unaware that Billy is really Captain Marvel, Beautia vainly tries to halt the devilish plot. Go ahead, Herman. Turn on the machine. Stop! You mustn't. With a deafening blast, the Savannah-made cyclone roars out the machine and heads toward Earth, with Billy a helpless passenger. Look at that.
Okay. I don't know about this. You really got to stretch the imagination on this story. Let's
remember too. This was back in 1940.
Yeah.
Either they didn't really have a lot of knowledge about like the fact that obviously Venus probably has no atmosphere to have cyclones like that, or to be able to has no wind or what have you.
Yeah.
Or
there's the other thing too.
Very imaginative here and just pretending they did.
Yeah. Well, it's not only that. This cyclone is going to last the 30 million kilometers to Earth. Most cyclones go out within a few hundred kilometers, maybe a couple thousand. I'm not sure how long a cyclone can last here on Earth. I don't even think the cyclone could survive in space. And then, of course, Billy being in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. We'll say that.
Yeah, we've often talked about how we've talked about on time and again how
suspension of disbelief.
Is very necessary here because a lot of these artists, a lot of these writers, they basically didn't
it's one thing that they didn't know anything about Venus. Okay, I can sort of pass by that. They didn't, but I think they would know something about cyclones by this point. I'm not sure how sort of common knowledge it would be, but and space would have somewhat common knowledge too. Some of it, I believe. Anyways, I could be wrong too.
Yeah. All right, there we go. Anyways, let's get back to the story here. So let's see. Gagged, Billy, unable to speak the magic word, which will transform him into Captain Marvel and give him a chance to escape a horrible death. A few hours later, citizens of New York are panic-stricken as a raging cyclone descends on them. It's a cyclone heading this way. We'll just kind of alternate.
Yeah. What can we do?
Good Lord, the whole city will be wrecked.
Help! Help!
Terrified, they rush for the subway entrances, hoping to find safety underground from the whirling horror in the sky. The subways are our only hope.
We'll be safe there.
Let me in.
And there's something. Would it be able to even enter our atmosphere? I would think they would know something like that too.
Yeah. Again, a lot of these writers didn't have a lot of scientific knowledge, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
we've seen this time and again in these stories, but that's what makes them great fantasy, right?
Yeah.
That's why they call it what, science fiction, right?
Yeah.
At the mercy of the raging wind, Billy is hurled nearer and nearer to destruction. Suddenly, the force of the cyclone rips the gag from the boy radio reporter's mouth. He shouts the magic word.
Shazam!
A mighty thunderclap echoes as he speaks. Blam! And Billy Batson becomes Captain Marvel, world's mightiest man. Come on, Cyclone. It takes more than a little puff of wind to make a dent in Captain Marvel. Little puff of wind, a cyclone, okay. As the full force of the cyclone strikes his chest, he compresses the whirling dust into a small mass. Wow, look at that.
Okay.
In this shape, I don't. In this shape, I don't think you'll do anybody any harm. Yeah, you know what? What he's doing there kind of reminds me of.
Superman crushing coal into a diamond?
Do you remember the? I don't know if you saw them up in Canada or not, but back in the '60s, right? DC had a few cartoons, one of which was Aquaman, right? That were produced by Filmation, right? And so now, Grant, at this point, Aquaman's only known power was, being able to speak with, at least in the comics, was basically being able to speak with fish through aquatic telepathy, plus, of course, just having the physical abilities to be able to withstand the pressures of swimming that deep.
Being able to survive in water.
But in this cartoon, he had a couple of extra powers that they gave him for the cartoon. One of them, right? One of them was to be able to hold his hand up and basically compress like a ball of water, basically form a compressed ball of water to shoot at people as a projectile, right?
Yeah.
If you ever saw that cartoon that I'm talking about, a lot of times he'd be swimming and he'd be like doing this. He'd be just and just.
I think they might have given him back that power in modern day. If not, I know I think Mira has something similar, or Tempest Aqualad has something similar.
Yeah. Well, one of the other powers he had in that show was he could create like a sea cyclone or sea tornado, whatever, just by spinning around. He's like, much like how Wonder Woman would spin to change, or how in the live action Wonder Woman series, Aquaman in the cartoon would do that and create like a
whirlpool.
Yeah, a whirlpool.
Yeah, so he had a bit of super speed in the water.
Yeah, but anyways, far out to sea, he drops the ball of compressed energy.
Okay, they think a whirlwind is compressed energy. It's wind.
Well, I think though he made it compressed energy when he did what he did right there.
Yeah, yes. So,
just be on the safe side. I'll give you a watery grave. Boom! As the impact releases millions of ergs of power, the mighty geyser of water spouts from the ocean.
Well, I guess wind power can create energy, or you can get it to.
Hurricanes are often made of wind and water. Hurricanes and typhoons are made of a combination of wind and water. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Now to get back to land and watch for Savannah's next move. Meanwhile, on planet Venus, the mad scientist is unaware that his plot has been foiled. Now go back to Earth and collect that $425 million insurance premium. I can't help think of that poor little boy. The they climb into Savannah's rocket ship. Hurry up, you two! Hurry up, you two! I can't wait to get that money. I think you're both beasts.
Okay, oopsie doopsie, boss. Like, you can create a rocket ship that goes to Mars. What do you need with $9 billion? I think you can sell your plans and stuff like that and get way more money.
Well, he's an evil scientist. He needs all that. That capital to finance his evil plans.
Yeah, we'll sell the plans to the rocket ship or help people build the rocket ship. You'll get a huge amount of money, especially back then. I guess he's a little too short-sighted.
He is kind of short, though. A few hours later, the streamlined interplanetary craft noses down to a safe landing not far from New York City. Arriving at the Midtown area he had singled out for destruction by the cyclone, the mad scientist is amazed to discover every building intact. All this should be ruined, wiped out. Something must have gone wrong.
Jeez, boss. You can't do this to us. They can't do this to us.
A headline in the paper catches Savannah's eye.
Extra, extra, cyclone's on with the wind.
Give me one of those papers, you impudent little wretch. The newspaper story hails the city's miraculous escape from annihilation. Cyclone menaces city. Vanishes mysteriously, meteorologists baffled. Weatherman unable to explain sudden disappearance into space, called it miracle. And unfortunately I have a bug problem in my room here, so so that's why you might see me slapping at my body here and there. So he cannot believe that Billy could have escaped the cyclone's fury. Only one person could have done this, Captain Marvel. When I killed that brat, Billy Batson. Once again, mad schemes whirl in Savannah's distorted brain. I still have cyclone insurance. And that property I'm going to collect it if I have to push all the buildings down myself.
That's telling them, boss. Oh boy, that's old stuff. Oi stuff. Savannah needs to learn something. Unless you have the dead body, they ain't dead till you see the dead body. And then they might not be dead.
The offices of the World Realty Company organized for giant-scale swindling are deserted. My secretary, she's gone. What's this?
That babe flew the coop, boss. Looks like, boss.
The receptionist has left a note for her ex-boss. Dear boss, a great big and
Something hand?
a great big and handsome man in a red and gold uniform told me
We're going out of business, and
you're going out of business and I should go home and keep out of trouble. Please
mail me
mail me last um
week's salary,
last week's salary.
Gladys.
Gladys. P.S. Teehee was handsome.
Captain Marvel handsome.
Never liked that girl anyway. She had the brains of a Trinidad hummingbird.
Yeah, boss, but she was some looker babe.
As he opens his private office door, Savannah stops thunderstruck. It's not true. It's a ghost. That's what it is. A ghost. The mad scientist cannot believe his eyes as he sees Billy alive and well, sitting behind his own desk.
Hiya, Mr. Cyclone. Savannah, surprised to see me?
Before I continue on here, let me just check see if there's any.
No, nobody's chatted so far on either.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So anyways, continue on here. Savannah, afraid that Billy will call on Captain Marvel if a fight starts, determines to try diplomacy for a change.
So it's that brat again. Leave me at him. Oh, fricassee that duck, boss.
Oh, no route stuff, Herman. I'll handle this. There's no use quarreling. Let's handle this little dispute like gentlemen.
All right, return every cent of the money you swindled from insurance companies, and I'll see that you get a square deal in court.
The scientist's only oily manner vanishes as his temper quickly gets the better of him again. Well, now, isn't that nice of you? I won't return 1 penny.
Okay, but don't say I didn't warn you.
Let's see. Knowing that Billy can become Captain Marvel at will, he lets the boy leave unmolested.
Just let me molder him, that brat boss.
Actually, I think you should do Billy first there.
Okay. So long. I'll be seeing you.
Now do the thug.
Just let me molder him, that brat boss. Please, boss.
Silence, Herman. We'll take care of him later. Goodbye, Sonny. Billy realizes that no one will believe his story of Savannah's fantastic insurance swindle, since only the mad scientist himself knows that the boy reporter can become the world's mightiest man, merely by speaking the magic word, Shazam! Um, and Billy is determined to keep the identity of Captain Marvel a secret from the rest of the world. Without explaining his mission, Billy again visits the insurance association head.
Have any other policy? Have they any? Oh, I think you need to read him first. I think.
No, I think in this case Billy's first.
Have they any other policies now in effect, sir?
Yes, we are definitely suspicious of the World Realty Company. No more policies will be issued to them. Okay, so maybe you were right in the first. Okay, sorry about that. Just one. Foolishly, they insured a large tract of Nebraska cornfields against locusts, and there hasn't been a locust in that particular area for 20 years.
You know, I think they reused those shots from earlier.
Yeah. Playing a hunch, Billy boards a westbound airliner.
I think I'll hop to Nebraska and take a look around.
As the streamlined ship wings its way over the waving cornfields of Nebraska, he sees a mystifying sight.
Holy smokes! What's that? It looks like another cyclone. You know, what's funny here for that is, you know, you would think he would just turn into Captain Marvel and fly there himself. Be faster. And did he have to pay for that flight to Nebraska? How did I know he's got a job?
He's approximately 12 years old there. He's a working man, right? He's a reporter.
Yeah.
So he probably did have the money to be able to pay for that,
Yeah.
But, the idea is again, maybe it was, to be more stealthy, right?
Yeah. Well, it's not. Well, I was going to say it's not like Dr. Savannah could know the fact that he's boarding a plane if he bought a ticket. It's not like today. It wasn't, easily trackable, that stuff. Which, in some ways, I would like better if that was the case.
Yeah. A huge black cloud swoops down from the sky and heads toward a rich field of ripe corn. The cloud is composed of millions of giant locusts as big as vultures. Amid a deafening thunder of whirring wings, they attack the corn stalks. Within 5 minutes, the cornfield is leveled to the ground. A year's work by toiling farmers gone for naught. Billy decides he must act fast to save the entire Nebraska corn crop from being wiped out by the giant locusts. Hey, what are you doing? Don't jump. Hey, wait.
Don't get excited. I'll be all right. Calm down, pal.
As he steps out of the speeding plane, Billy speaks the magic word and lightning flashes. Bam! And Captain Marvel dives into the midst of the giant locusts. I don't think you fellows are as tough as you look. Look at how they
there's just a lot of them.
They almost drew them faded like that. It's almost like they're zombie locusts or something like that.
Yeah, there's just a lot of them.
Yeah, so maybe they were trying to save material, I guess.
Yeah, they may not be tough as individuals, but there is a heck of a lot of them. So there's a swarm of them.
Yeah. All right. So, after an hour of desperate fighting, the world's mightiest man singles out the boss Locust. You look like the you look like the leader of this mob, and wherever you go, your pals follow. So, as the whirring insects plummet earthward, following their dead leader, they crash through a highway bridge over a deep river. The locusts drowned in the river, but the bridge is wrecked, and there's a car coming, and it can't stop in time. Frozen with fear, the car's lone occupant faces almost certain death. I can't stop. The car's going to. Oh! But the girl's fears are groundless, for Captain Marvel has zoomed down to the rescue, safely depositing the car on the other side of the bridge. Marvel speaks the magic word. I mustn't let her know about Captain Marvel. So, Shazam! A deafening peal of thunder echoes through the blue Nebraska sky, and BAM! Billy suddenly appears before the startled girl like a bolt from the blue. What 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 was that explosion? And who are you?
I guess some farmer fired a shotgun. Miss, I'm Billy Batson. Give me a lift into town? Like, why didn't you just fly off? You rescued her, you could have just flown off and she wouldn't have been the wiser. Yeah, she would have been a bit confused, but nobody believed any story she told.
Still dazed by her narrow escape from death, the girl um, repairs, uh, repeats her story to Billy, not realizing that he knows more about it than she does. And then, like a bird, the car leaped right across the river. It was the strangest thing that ever happened to me.
It must have been a marvelous experience.
An hour later, he climbs aboard an eastbound express train headed for New York.
Goodbye, ma'am, and thanks a million for the ride.
Goodbye, Billy. Hope I'll see you again sometime. Meanwhile, news of Captain Marvel's conquest of the giant locust has reached the great metropolis.
Oh, Metropolis. Jeez.
Well, metropolis is another word for city, and they probably
Yeah,
used it more back then than they do nowadays.
yeah. I know. It's just some of the the jives. There was one other one besides the Marvelous, but the Marvelous really isn't a jive at this point. But
Yeah. And watching the news flash are Beautia, Herman, and Savannah, who stood to gain 30, let's see,
30 million.
30 million if the corn crop had been destroyed. So my scheme has failed again. Well, it was a good racket while it lasted.
Yeah, boss. It sure was.
Next day, when Billy reaches the city, he finds the World Realty Company has suddenly gone out of business.
Too late. They're gone. I wonder where.
At that moment, Savannah's rocket ship zooms across the sky, Venus bound.
There they go. Shazam!
At Billy's magic word, lightning flashes, thunder roars, and boom! The world's mightiest man tenses every powerful muscle and leaps into the air after the rocket craft. The mighty ship thunders through interplanetary space with Captain Marvel astride its ponderous hull. Remember the first thing we saw at the beginning of the book there?
Yeah.
Him riding the rocket.
Yep.
All I can do now is wait. He'll all I can do is wait till we come to the end of the line. A few hours later,
break into that rocket ship.
Well, maybe this is where they do know something about space, because they're probably pondering that if he rips the rocket open, they're all like suffocate to death because the vacuum will just completely,
They had him in a whirlwind. He's not going to suffocate in there.
Yeah, well,
there's like
another leap in logic, Rick. Obviously.
Yeah, I know. I'm just pointing it out.
Yeah. A few hours later, the rocket ship lands on planet Venus. Remember, they think that Venus has breathable atmosphere too.
Yeah, and it only takes a few hours to get there by rocket ship. What do they got? The Enterprise? Actually, no, it's a bit slow for the Enterprise. But
hey, folks, aren't you going to wait for your guest? Captain Marvel, how did he get here?
He's on top of your ship. Take a guess.
Oh, Captain Marvel. Without further ado, Marvel picks up his host and hostess and heads to the palace. Too bad Herman isn't here. Where is he? He went back to Brooklyn. Captain Marvel is just about to destroy the elaborate weather-making machine when I'll fix him this time. So you could even blow giant locusts through this thing, huh? Well, wait till I get through with it. A colossal locust, grandfather of those which attacked the Nebraska cornfields at Savannah's command, springs for the world's mightiest man. Captain Marvel, look out! Kick him, Gramps! Captain Marvel wheels around just in time. How would you like to go see your grandchildren, sport? Bop! And the locust round and round. The terrific impact of the giant locust body smashes the weather-making machine into a million pieces, destroying it completely. Crash! And comes out here.
I think there's more to. Like, it's round and round she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. So round and round the locust goes, and this is where he stops. Or something to that effect. I don't remember the exact.
Yeah. Now then, where's all that money you swindled from insurance companies with your phony storms? Let me down, I'll get it. Oh,
It's back on Earth.
Marvel has one more important matter to settle. All right, kind of did that in reverse there, but here it is. Every cent. I worked hard for that money. What will I do for a new sable coat next winter? Lady, you won't need one. You're not going anyplace. His muscles fulfilled. His mission fulfilled. Marvel borrows Savannah's only rocket ship, leaving the mad scientist and Beauty in exile on Venus. Why didn't he take us along? Me, anyway. Well, get there someday. We'll get there someday. Well, we'll get there someday. Just you wait, Captain Marvel. Far out in space, a blinding lightning flash transforms Marvel back into Billy Batson, who continues back to Earth at blinding speed.
I'll bet the insurance people will be glad to see this money again.
That night, America's ace radio reporter broadcast another sensational scoop.
So you see, folks, it was all just a gigantic plot to extort money. Fortunately, it will never happen again.
Read Captain Marvel every month in Wiz Comics, 10 cents. All right, so as we now get ready to move along, of course. Let's see. So yeah, wow, it took us well over an hour to get through that. Well, I'm gonna try to get this to around an hour 45. So maybe just one more. I know we said we'd try for like 4 stories, but we might get through 2 here. But that one was again 19 pages, a little bit one of the longer stories. All right, Rick. So overall impressions of the story.
I guess it was all right, but a lot of unbelievable stuff, even for back then, as far as I'm concerned. Compared to most of the stories that we've read, I think this has the suspension of disbelief is like off the charts.
Well, again, though, I think that was one of the things they tried to make Captain Marvel, though it was more of a sensational type story. Like, obviously, they needed something,
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether I've read many Captain Marvel stories from back then, but compared to all the other stories we've read in all the other comics and the few that I've heard you read through watching this, the suspension of disbelief in that one is just off the charts, in my opinion. Even for back then.
Would you say it's quite incredulously fantastic?
Yeah, I guess that's one way you could put it. You know, it was a fun read, don't get me wrong, but in some ways, because of that, and sort of, you just have to laugh at some of this stuff just because it is so incredulously unbelievable. What I would believe even by their standards back then. But not much you can do about it. Like I said, it was a fun read too, you know. Ultimately, you know. So.
Okay. Well, the next stories are going to be about half the length of this one, about 10 pages. It'll be the Bullet Man story from Nickel Comic number 5. Now, of course, Nickel Comics was one of the earliest examples of a company trying to undercut its competition by, if as you saw, most of the comics back in this day were done on a monthly basis at 10 cents. Nickel
Yeah.
comics were done like every other week, but they only lasted for like 8 issues, due in part to the fact that a lot of newsstands didn't want to carry it because they thought it would end up being less profitable because it was only being sold but what's kind of funny about it though is you know one com one issue every month for 10 cents versus two every other week at 5 cents. It kind of equals out, but
It,
that's
but it all depends on, was it half the pages, or was it the same number of pages?
yeah. Oh yeah, that's true too, I guess. Well, I think it was the same amount of pages though.
Because if it's 32 pages, 5 cents each, yeah, that equals the 64, so that maybe they can compete. But if it's the 64 pages,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that would give somebody more pages, but they might be having with that, their costs. Are they making a profit at that? And with 8 issues, like you said, they probably weren't making a profit, or not one that a good enough one for them to continue to put it out. Would be my guess, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, all right. So, anyways, let's try to move on here. Then we'll get to the next story here. Let's see. Yeah, hold on a sec. See if I can try some stuff here. Try to make sure a little bit here. I'm just trying to see if I can. Yeah, well. Alrighty then. Oh, and it looks like you did actually put a couple of links up there from earlier.
Yeah, and I just put them over on Rumble too, because YouTube goes to YouTube, and put them in here. Our comments here, they just go to YouTube. So I just put them out in the Rumble chat too. So that's why they're appearing twice in our chat behind them.
Yeah. Well, anyways, check one more thing here. Oh yeah, I see I'm in the Rumble comics there. Yeah, heat's not helping things much right now, I guess. But anyways, let's go ahead and get to this comic reading. New issue every other Friday, 5 cents, nickel comics. Bullet Man to the rescue. All right, so let's see. You want to do the narration this time, and I'll do Jim Barr.
Okay. For years, Jim Barr longed to follow the example of his father, Police Sergeant Pat Barr, who died fighting gangsters, failing to qualify for the force because of his physical weakness. Jim joins the Police Research Bureau as a test tube detective. Secretly, he invents a serum which, by destroying
in his body
the germs and toxins that weaken ordinary men, makes him the most powerful man on earth. Bullet Man, modern Robin Hood of crime.
Can you read? Can you read that? Can you read
What?
the narration there?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking that you're reading things. I forget. I'm not used to reading the narration. Okay, in the research laboratories of Sergeant Kent and his daughter Susan watch Jim Barr at work, neither guessing that he is studying. A studious young man is actually Bullet Man.
I wish somebody would offer to take me to lunch, Jim.
Hint, hint.
Yeah.
I wish a girl could give me that sort of hint.
Oh wait, that's right. I'm Jim there. Just a minute, Susan. I've got to finish this experiment.
Are you?
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Remember, you're doing the narration this time. I'm doing Jim and Susan. And...
Sergeant Kent, like the rest of the force, considers Jim a mild-mannered weakling and disapproves of his daughter liking for Bullet Barr, as he is jokingly called.
And you want to be Sergeant Kent right there?
Okay. Come along, Susan. I'll take you to lunch.
Oh, very well. If Mr. Barr is too busy.
Suddenly, a cry of shocked surprise breaks from Susan at the window as she looks down at the street below.
Dad, Bullet, come here, hurry.
Looking down, Susan, her father, and Jim Barr see a stocky, overhauled figure ruthlessly riddled by gunfire flaming out of a speeding car.
I think that might be Sergeant Kent speaking that word by
No, that's the guy that's being riddled.
I've got to see the chief of
Sergeant Kent pours useless gunfire after the vanishing murder auto. That car has an armored plate. Todd. After it's getting away.
The man they shot may still be alive. I'm going to find out.
The rescuers arriving too late to save the victim or to capture the killers search the victim's body in an attempt to discover some clue. Are we going to assume that's the Kent there in the
Yeah.
police uniform? His name was Tim Strange, and he worked for a contractor. Whatever you've got there, Bullet.
Just a bit of concrete I found in it in his overall pocket.
Sergeant Kent, distrustful of Barr's scientific method of criminology, ignores the clue of the sandy concrete and hurries to throw out a dragnet for the fleeing thugs.
It's concrete, Sergeant, but it's very sandy.
It doesn't mean anything. Forget it. Hastily, Jim dons street garments and hurries out of the lab, determined to discover what lies behind the murder puzzle.
Where are you going, Jim? I want to pay a call on somebody. Just a crazy hunch of mine.
Thoughtfully, Jim Barr makes his way to the nearby offices of Leo Durgan,
Durgan. It's
contractor.
pronounced Durgan. Durgan.
Durgan contractor.
Somebody wanted to prevent Tim Strange from reaching police headquarters. Wonder why. Does that chunk of concrete mean anything? I think I'll call on the contractor Strange worked for.
At the contractor's office.
Mr. Dugan isn't in just now. He's at the new tower building. He's in charge of its construction. Thanks. I'll see him there.
Jim finds Leo Durgan at the tower building, a giant skyscraper under construction.
Well, thanks anyways, Mr. Dugan. And then you want to be Mr. Dugan right there?
Yeah, Tim. Strange worked for me, but he didn't have any enemies I know about. As for that chunk of concrete, I don't think it means anything at all. Suddenly, a heavy steel girder beams loose from its chains far above and plunges down towards him. Some instinct makes Barr pause briefly, and the huge girder crashes into the sidewalk a few inches away from him.
Crash! Whoa! What's going on here?
Way to make yourself suspicious. Ignoring Durgan's profuse apologies, Jim Barr walks away, a cold light coming in his eyes. That is because this is a case for Bullet Man.
Gosh, I'm sorry, boss. That rope broke on that girder.
You clumsy idiot. You might have killed this man. Are you hurt, Mr. Barr?
No, I'm all right. Not even scratched.
That night, in the privacy of his room, Jim Barr dons a strange disguise that has grown familiar to criminals and police alike.
I'm not sure, but I think Durgan signaled to that worker just before the girder dropped. Well, I'm going to follow my hunch.
What about following your lunch? Oh, no, you don't want to follow your lunch. That'll take you to the girl. An amazing change overtakes Jim Barr, whose little muscle body seems to expand as he is
It's
transformed.
lithe. I think it's pronounced lithe. Lithe,
Life,
or
life, life, muscle body seems to expand as he is transformed into Bullet Man, Robin Hood of crime.
Now for the tower building and a check on Mr. Dugan.
With the aid of his gravity helmet, Bulletman rockets above the roofs towards the skyscraper skeleton.
Looks as if he stationed guards there. That's funny.
Yes and no. Landing atop the structure, Bulletman uh, rips a rivet from its place with
Scarcely.
scarcely an effort and begins to examine his examination.
Nobody's up here, so I won't be bothered. Let's see just what's wrong with this girder. The metal looks funny to me.
The puzzle solved. Durgan has been using shoddy construction materials in his buildings to save money. Is that needlessly?
Heedless.
Heedless of hundreds of lives that are menaced
Mm-hmm.
menaced by the finishings of his structure, flimsiness of his structures.
The metal's no good. Cheap. Shoddy material and sandy concrete. So that's the secret.
Bulletman seems to see the armed men. No, Bulletman seems not to see the armed men racing,
Menacing.
menacing,
Armed.
menacing figures that creep silently towards him. Okay, he's on top of this structure. How the heck did they get to him that quietly?
Can't tell you that one.
There'd be an elevator or something.
So that's why Tim Strange was gunned down. He was coming to headquarters to reveal the truth with the sandy concrete as evidence, but Durgan's thugs got him first. Ready?
Suddenly, Bulletman whirls on the startled gangsters, and a ton of dynamite seems to explode among them as their victims sledgehammer fists into their mark.
Oh, so you want to play, huh? Quick! Quick! Wait. Quick! Let him have it. Drill him, Joe.
The Robin Hood of Crimes does not see the something of the see the heavy steel girder that is swinging with deadly aim straight for his back.
Let's see you dodge this, buddy.
The girder plunges on, smashing both Bulletman and his opponent from their prestigious perch, and they plunge down towards the street, dozens of stories below.
Don't do that. I'm ticklish. Help! I'll be killed. Save me!
Turning on the wonderful gravity helmet, Bulletman shoots through the air like a rocket, catching the gangsters as they plummet it down.
Yipe! I'm gone batty. I'd rather have you gentlemen alive than dead. You will look swell behind bars. Help!
Plunging through the framework of the skyscraper, Bulletman collects the thugs and leaves them hanging helpless from a girder.
Oh, sorry I can't waste more time, but I've got to drop in on Durgan.
Speeding to Durgan's office, Bulletman fails to find him there, and as he leaves, the secretary telephones a warning to the contractor at his home.
And I'm just wasting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's gone. I tell you, Mr. Durgan's went home hours ago.
And I'm just wasting time here. Dad, look at those men hanging up there. Oh, actually, there was narration right there, so I'll let you.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Sergeant Kent and Susan, driving home, have passed by the skyscraper and noticed the yelling victims of Bulletman. Are you going to read that one again, or?
Yeah, I guess I should. Dad, look, those men are hanging up there.
How the dickens? I'd better investigate that. The sergeant secures little information from the gangsters, but decides to visit the contractor and discover the solution to this mystery.
Don't ask us how we got up there. That's Durgan. Oh, my head.
Leo Durgan? Leo Durgan? Come on, Susan. Drive me to his place. Not realizing that Kent actually knows nothing of his schemes, Durgan decides to put his visitors out of his way. I think all this calls for an explanation, and I intend to get it.
You'll get one, Sergeant. You found out too much.
Durgan's thugs capture Kent and Susan, and the crooked contractor leaves after making his murderous plans. Technically, I think I'm both these guys. Yeah. Although you just read him. Durgan.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were Durgan before, but go ahead.
Yeah. Take them to the Kessel, boys, and drop them overboard when you get out to sea. You three stay here and take care of Bulletman when he shows up. You can't get away with this, Durgan. Delayed by by his visit to Bullet Durgan's office. Bullet Man reaches the penthouse a few minutes after Susan and Sergeant Kent have been abducted.
Hello, boys. Is your boss home? How did you get here anyway, Climb? You didn't keep up. You didn't keep us waiting for too long.
The criminals drag their captive across the roof and hurl him into space far beyond the street.
Gee, he isn't even putting up a scrap. This is easy. So long, sucker. You're not very hospitable.
Grinning with evil triumph, the three turn away from the roof's edge and walk towards the penthouse.
Well, that's that. Yeah. They'll have to pick him up with a mop. I thought Bullet Man was a tough egg.
Suddenly, the crooks are frozen with amazement as they are confronted with the unexpected sight of Bullet Man.
Boo! Hey, look at that! It's another of them.
Recovering from their surprise, the thugs leap upon their victim again and hurl him from the edge of the roof.
You're going after your twin brother, buddy. This is getting monotonous.
Yeah, maybe you should fight back. With the aid of his gravity helmet, Bulletman zooms in for a swift curve and shoots into the penthouse unseen by the puzzled killers.
Swoosh. Well, I can't play around all night. I've got a date with Durgan.
Bulletman's keen nostrils detect the familiar odor of Susan's perfume as he whirls like a lion as the three thugs burst in.
Susan's perfume.
She's been here.
She's been here, boys. You're going to talk and fast. Holy mackerel! How now? There's three of them.
She doesn't even dawn on these guys. It's the same guy. With icy rage flaming from his eyes, Bullet Man goes to work on his enemies, who realize the last terrible strength of this strangely garret man of mystery.
Garbed. Come on, talk. Where's the girl, you little rats? Ow! Cut it. I'll talk.
Leaving the three thugs securely bound, Bullet Man plunges recklessly out of the window and darts in the direction of Durgan's yacht, steaming downstream.
Sergeant Kent and Susan both captives on the Kessel. Huh?
The flying figure swoops down and plunges into the water just astern of the yacht, unseen by either the crew or the officers.
More than one way to skin a cat. Here I go.
With amazing strength, Bullet Man wrenches the propeller and twists it at a sharp angle.
This ought to surprise the Kestrel's captain.
Suddenly, the yacht turns from course and begins to race around in a dizzying circles as the twisted propeller bites into the water. Bulletman's super keen hearing detects the presence of Sergeant Kent and Susan in one of the cabins, and he takes a shortcut to reach his friends.
Swell. The crew is too busy to know now to pay attention to the prisoners.
Washer gushes through the smashed hull as the yacht begins to sink, and Susan and Sergeant Kent are helplessly bound to chairs.
Hey, we're foundering. Drill that guy quick. Guards, huh? I hadn't counted on that.
The water rises swiftly. Each moment of delay means less chance of life for the two prisoners.
Plug him. He's wrecked the Kestrel. Let him have it. I'm in a hurry. Look out. It's Bullet. It's Bullet Man, Dad.
Bullet Man's incredible strength is brought into play, and the sailors go down like Neptune, like pins before. Is that pins or
Yeah, like pins before a human.
like nine pins before the human tornado?
You're Sergeant Kent.
Oh yeah, Bullet Man, get Susan out of here. You can't save both of us.
I'll be right with you, Sarge.
Neither Susan nor her father recognized the mild, some whatever, but
Mild Slim Jim Bar.
The mild Slim Jim Bar in this fearless, mighty figure who has saved them from death.
Drowning is such a way to die, isn't it, Sergeant?
I still can't believe it. You're not human.
Oh, who are you? Please tell us. And I don't know if you realize this, but later on, Susan becomes Bullet Girl. You do? Were you aware?
No. But there's the funny thing for me for this is, okay, yeah, maybe he slimmed down or muscled up a little bit, but his face is basically the same. He's got a hat on, for lack of a better way of saying it. You can't recognize his face. But anyway,
know that helmet of his covers a good chunk of his head, though, so they don't see his hair.
But if you look at this picture here, you see the main part of it. It's just the hair you don't see, really, and his ears. He should be easily recognizable. But anyways, after Bullet Man frees the captives, Sergeant Kent reveals a deadly peril. I've got evidence to convict Durgan, but I haven't time for that now. The opening ceremonies for New York City Hall are being held now, and Durgan built it in the place is a death trap.
What? Why thousands of people are attending the ceremony?
Realizing the necessity for speed, Bullet Man flashes up into the air, desperately trying to think of a way to keep the crowd out of the flimsy death trap Durgan has built.
Bullet Man, where are you going? To the city hall by airmail.
Bullet Man faces a hopeless task. In a few moments, a surging throng will press into the building. Will the Chat.
Will cheap steel.
Will the cheap steel and sandy concrete be strong enough to hold?
The ceremony is almost over. I can't keep that mob out of the city hall. There are too many of them.
The contract, Leo Durgan, slumps, slumps, snipes, bullet man's speeding towards, yes, snipes,
Toward the city hall.
towards the city hall and races to intercept him, his fingers closing over the butt of a heavy revolver. Bullet man, he's still alive. I'm going to kill him before he can squeal. Loudspeakers over the park bellow out a speech that reaches the listening bullet man's ears.
There isn't a soul in the new city hall to our mayor goes the honor of being the first citizen to enter these halls. In 60 seconds, he will lead us on a triumphal tour of the building.
Actually, I have to disagree. He is not the first person to enter those hallowed halls. All the contractors were, as they were building it. Inside City Hall, Durgan's eyes narrow with murder light as he creeps quietly towards his unsuspecting victim.
Nobody in the building, huh? Just what I wanted to know.
Bulletman's tremendous strength is brought into play as he braces himself against the wall and shoves with all his power.
If I can't keep the crowd out of City Hall, all right, I need to step away for a moment or two.
Yeah, no
so
problem.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go off camera here. So why don't you just talk to the chat for a moment? Just figure it out. I'll be right back.
Hello, everybody. How are we all tonight? Hopefully, everybody is doing good. I'm not sure how many people are here watching. Hopefully, quite a few, but it doesn't quite look like that. But that's all right. Yeah. So yeah, that's good. Let's see. Check out thing. It says two are watching. That's probably me and Mike, but that's all right. Some of you guys will watch this on the flip side, so that is good. What else can I say here? Just go check out my thing on my comic. Check out my Rumble, my YouTube, even X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I'm on there as comics_cross. If you want to go check me out on there. And I hope you guys have been enjoying the stories, these couple stories thus far. They're both a bit long, but that's all right. I'm not sure what else to say. I always get a little tongue-tied or whatever you want to say. Well, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. When I'm left alone to talk to myself, I'm talking to myself. People are going to think I'm crazy. Well, I am. No. I tease. What else can I say? What I can say is I believe my stories are better written than this. So go check them out on Fun My Comic. Now these are definitely fun for sure. and it's how we got to where we are nowadays too. So uh, we gotta be appreciative of this stuff, although it's a little far fetched. If we didn't have this far fetched stuff, we wouldn't have some of the good stuff that we have today. Um, I'm not sure. Some people might consider some of the stuff today far fetched, but that's all right. Uh, so I just waiting for people. People, people, people. Okie dokie smoky. The monkey chased the weasel all around the mulberry bush. Up goes the weasel. Skidamarinky dinky dink, skidamarinky doo. He loves you in the morning and in the afternoon. Ba-boom, 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 bum, ba-boom, 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 bum, ba-boom, ba-boom, da-da-da-da. VR. Let's see. Okay. Okay, normally Mike's not on this one. Somehow I'm suspecting he went to the washroom.
All right, sorry about that. We're gonna probably have to start wrapping because we're already past the 2 hour mark here.
Yeah, we just passed it.
I just checked my clock, so we're really dragging on here with these two stories. But
Yeah.
anyways, all right, so let's try to finish this up as quickly as possible here. So,
You just had to read the first, or did you read the? I think you had to read the Bullet Man's comment or from first one.
oh wait, I think I did already. I think before.
Okay. Concrete and steel give way under the titan strength of the mighty Bullet Man, while Durgan, mad with fear, drops his gun and turns to flee. Stop! You kill us both!
I'll just pull down the city hall.
The entire structure gives way and comes crashing down in thundering ruin. Unhurt, Bullet Man leaps in pursuit of the escaping contractor.
Crash! Now to take care of Durgan.
Help! Help! Overtaking Durgan, the flying figure swoops towards the speaker's platforms, carrying the crook while thousands of odd eyes watch.
Better stay out of the city hall, folks. It doesn't look safe to me.
You think?
Hmm.
His eyes twinkling, Jim Barr works in his laboratory the next day while Sergeant Kent and Susan tell him a story he already knows better than they do.
Oh, Jim, you should have seen Bullet Man. He was wonderful.
Your hunch about the concrete chunk of concrete was right. After all, Durgan going to prison for life.
Yeah, that's what's he got that I haven't got.
Uh, the crooked contractor, Leo Durgans, is behind bars. And again, Bullet Man has saved thousands from deadly peril, but his battle against crime is not ended. For the new menaces rise to confront the miraculous powers of the Robin Hood of crime. Don't miss the next exciting adventures of Mighty Bullet Man in the next issue. Nickel Comics 6.
All right, so
Sale
so we're
July.
only able to get through two. We're only able to get through two stories tonight, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
sometimes it happens. All right, but then again, we also. Oops. Actually, I don't even know why I did that. I guess that's just what I'm used to. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
No problem. No problem.
I'm just so used to doing that because it's usually only me that
Yeah, I get it.
Anyways, overall impressions of the story.
Pretty good, Allie. Well, I liked it better than the first one. I think it was a little bit more grounded in some reality.
All right, so
for a superhero comic, of course.
mm-hmm. All right, so with that being said, of course, now that we've got through the two stories. So real quickly here, just trying to wrap things up, and then I'll get to the This Day in Each History segment, or This Weekend in Each History segment, rather. Between the two, which one did you like better or made the best impression, and why?
Well, I think you're gonna probably almost easily be able to guess. I'm gonna say Bullet Man for the better of the two. Just because, like I said, it seemed a little bit more grounded reality. It was still fun, of course. Like I said, both were fun. But I think I liked Bullet Man a little bit better. It reminded me a little bit more. It reminded me a little bit of the Flash, combined with maybe somebody else, because just like the Flash, they both worked in the crime lab, right? Doing you know the forensic and underappreciated because of it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where they got their idea. Is the Flash out yet? I was going to say maybe that's where they
No,
got
not
their
at
idea.
this point. Not at the Flash is still, I think, a year or two away. I think.
And then that would
Actually,
be Jake.
no. Actually, no. He is out. That's right. He is out already because he can't. Flash comics started up, I think, in 1939, I believe. So I think he
Yeah.
already is out.
Yeah, and then when I really think about it, that would be Jake Garrett, not Barry Allen, and that's who I'm thinking about. So,
Oh yeah. Well, Well, in essence, Jake Garrick was a police chemist. Barry Allen was a forensic scientist, so they were slightly different, I think, in terms of their occupations. But
yeah, they both work for the police.
and of course, so granted, I'll ask anyways, even though the answer is probably obvious. Which one did you like the least, and why between the two?
Well, of course, since we only have two to choose from for each, the obvious answer is the one that I gave a little less impression, or well, actually, the first one did make an impression, just not the best impression. And of course, that is because there was a lot of outlandish stuff in it. Just as I said while we were reading, it was just a lot, uh, too fantastical, too much out off the scale in suspending your disbelief. And I'm not sure whether it would have been quite the same.
For you, it was a little too incredulously fantastic.
Yeah, and I'm not sure whether if I was a kid reading this back then, I would have thought that maybe
Probably not, because I don't. Even though kids were kind of forced to mature a little bit faster at that point because of the circumstances of the lives they led, they still, some of the more. I think some of the more fantastic elements that we saw, like the idea of being able to live on Venus, would have actually appealed to them.
Yeah, I'm just not sure how many people at that point, or if they would have known that you can't really live on Venus and all that.
I don't think a lot. I don't really think a lot.
Like I said, I'm not sure what a lot of the incredulous facts in there that they would have known. Like being able to get to Venus in a few hours on a rocket ship. I'm not sure whether
I'm sure that's what most people thought you could do. People had probably a lot less knowledge of the solar system and how it worked and all that than they do today. Remember, this was 80 years ago.
Yeah, and that's what I'm not sure of. So, it seems very out of touch with reality to me. But maybe back then it didn't seem as out of touch with reality, but because of what I know now, it does.
Yeah. Well, remember, we're looking back from the perspective of being in these times where we know more now than they would have back then.
And that's why I bring up the point that I'm not sure what they would have known or not known for fairly common knowledge about the stuff that I'm talking about that, is extra fantastical. So, my opinion versus theirs could be highly different because of that,
Right.
And that's all right,
and I have you back here next week, right?
Yes.
All right. So with that, we're going to go ahead and move on to this weekend in Niche history. We went a little over what I was intending to tonight, but that's okay. 23rd. And all right. So so today is Sunday, August 24th, 2025. So let's go ahead, take a look back at this weekend in Nietzsche history. So first off, I'm going to, of course, go back to yesterday. We're going to go back to yesterday. We're going to, first off, we're going to head back 20 years ago yesterday, back to 2005. On yesterday's date, 20 years ago, back in 2005, actor Brock Peters passed away. He was American actor and voice actor. Actually, was well known for a few roles, including General Newcastle and Challenge of the GoBots, Lucius Fox in Batman the Animated Series. He was Dark Cat and SWAT Cat's Radical Squadron. Tomac in Goltar in the Golden Lance, Boneyard in Gravedale High, Bloth in Pirates of Dark Water. Let's see. Giorno in The Wild Thornberries, Ursula in The Legend of Tarzan, Kronos in Johnny Bravo episode Barely Enough Time, Morris Grant Soul Power in the Static Shock episode Blast from the Past. He passed away at the age of 78 on this day 20 years ago. So Brock away at the age of 78. So probably most people would have known him from his role either on Static Shock or more likely Challenge of the GoBots, as well as Lucius Fox and Batman the Animated Series. So that happened 20 years ago, and then now we're going to move up 20 years from that point to August 23rd, 10 years from that point, 2015, as soon as I can find the cursor here, of course. Find where I want to go here.
You curse the cursor?
Ha 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 ha.
Curse you, cursor, for not being able to find you.
On this date, 10 years ago, in 2015, WWE held its SummerSlam event, the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. As on that event, as soon as we get down to the card here, let's see. So in the 3-team elimination match, of course, that was ultimately won by Team BCB, in which Team BAD. So, okay, let's go through it. So the main event saw The Undertaker defeat Brock Lesnar via submission. Kevin Owens defeated Cesaro. In the 3-team elimination match, PCB of Paige, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch defeated Team Bella, the Bella Twins and Alicia Fox, and Team BAD, Tamina, Sasha Banks, and Naomi in a 3-team elimination match. Seth Rollins in a champion versus in a United States versus World Heavyweight Championship match. Seth Rollins, who was the WWE champion at the time, World Heavyweight Champion, defeated John Cena, who was the United States, to win the United States Championship. Let's see. You had Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose of the Shield defeating Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper of the Wyatt family. Ryback retained the Intercontinental title in a triple threat match over Big Show and The Miz. Let's see. Dolph Ziggler and Rusev fought to a double countout. The New Day won a 4-way match between the Primetime Players, the Lucha Dragons, and Los Matadores in a fatal 4-way match for to win the WWE Tag Team Championship. Show opened up with Sheamus defeating Randy Orton. And now we move on to today, of course. On today's date, They go back. 2005 is Just So Nice. So we're going to hit it twice. And on this date back in 2005. Date back in 2005. The 25th issue of Invincible went on sale on this date back in 2005. No title. It was written, of course, by Robert Kirkman with art by Ryan Oddie. Russ Wooten did the lettering, and Bill Crabtree did the coloring. The 25th issue of Invincible from Image Comics went on sale on this date back in 2000. And 2005 is Just So Nice that we're not just going to hit it twice, but we're going to hit it thrice.
You're really hurting your hand on that year.
Yeah, no kidding. Also on that day in the year 2005.
2005 or 2015?
2005.
Oh, okay.
2005. From Zebek's OVA Majoko Sukume-chan premiere was released on this date back in 2005, 20 years ago today. So with that, I thank everybody for being here tonight. Sorry about the abrupt ending. We'll be back here, of course, tomorrow with more Niche News, as we are running a little long night. So with that, I thank everybody for being here, and I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow.
'Cause it's only a day away.